Fishy meat. Allison, did you get Timber's DNA results? Yeah, I did. How cool. 40% wolf. He's a good boy. Allison sounds so crisp. Yeah, I got a microphone. I got a microphone. Thanks to who all donated in a little online birthday card for me to get a microphone. Bug's eating that hay. Is there some moths out? Hi, everyone. I'm going to say hi to everyone. Hi, Spaghetti Monster. Hi, Video. Hi, Orange Toaster. Hi, Maxi Bolts. Hi, Briefing. Hi, Dizamsoot. Hi, Board412. Hi, Chickle. Hi, Toast. Hi, oh, they're all coming on. Hi, Necro Notice. Hi, Gracie Paws, London Brawley, Phoenix, Insectoid, Rocks, A358, Jeff, Sharp Easy, Pearl Lunacy, Greyfly, Keep Sissin, Umwa, Darkrow, Australia, WP, Big Sports Crowley, Can't Read, Beetleatus, Patrick Actrox, Jelly Kid 19, Fishy Feet, Danny Sarge, It Burns, Tortilla, Granny Gum Jobs, Listexia, Bob, Clausen, Mini Bro, Echo, DM Sit, Stoky 4, Logan, Logna, Matthew Bolts, Kevlar Mouse, Moonamill, Ugly Dog 13, Razor Boxer, Super Terrific, Tyson, Pippo, Mariella, just I can't. Okay, I'm done. Sorry. I was just saying hi to everyone. We did roll call. If I didn't say your name, I'm sorry. Hi, it's me, your consciousness, your entomologist, probably not favorite entomologist, your every week bug hunter. Hello, is it me you're looking for? Huge Dr. Allison energy. Hey, Spaghetti Monster, thanks for your sub. Holy bitrate that says, buckle up, we're ready for the ride. How's my week going? God, it's been, my fave sport is hearing English speaking streamers pronounce my name. Okay, well, that makes me feel better. It was never going to be okay. It was never going to be good. Satan. Hi, Satan. Sorry, Satan. Hail. I used to play roller derby, and I used to skate with this teammate named Hail Skaten and Rich username, probably one of my favorite derby names. So good. Hey, Rev 6181, thanks to your Prime sub. You're not late. We're around. It's time to hunt some bugs. I hope everyone's had a nice week. Hi, Maya. How's it going, Queen? Do you hear how crisp I am with my podcaster microscope? It's not a microscope. It's a microphone. 10 p.m. Moonamy, Allison, I had my first class in arthropods. It was so fun. Yay! You just got back from Bug Club? Yay! Hey, Flick Mac, thanks for all those gifted stubs. How cool are you? Okay, microscope, podcaster microscopes are all the rage in podcasting land. How's my week been? It is fall Army Wormageddon. Where I live, we have these little caterpillars who, they don't spend the winter here. They spend the winter in Florida, which that makes all the sense in the world, right? It's the Floridian. And so they overwinter in Florida, and then they have like these 30-day life cycles. Oh, look at that cricket. That's a big girl. No? Cricket? Huh? No? Yeah, like a field cricket. It almost looked kind of cockroachy. Nasty little worms. Yes. These fall army worms are making my life really hard. They have like a 30-day life cycle. Florida mentioned making my life hard. Where's the Straussy? Probably a guy. Probably a dude. Probably no Straussy. A lot of insects have Straussies, but they also have some other things. So like there are multiple holes. I have never dived deeper into the anatomy and physiology of insects. And a lot of female bugs have things called gonopores, which is where the sperm goes. And then they have the ovipositor, where then they lay the eggs after they're fertilized. A lot of males have those different things. Adiaguses. Do you know? So this is NSFW, uh, bug hunt after dark, deeper into holes. You know, like the Shia LaBeouf movie. Uh, there's a lot of different terms for like the different fallacies of insects, like what kind of phallic things they have. But harvestmen just straight penises. They're just called penises. Harvestmen just have penises. That's it. They're called a penis. It's unique. They direct sperm transfer. Hey, Darko, thanks for hearing those 100 bits. Anyways, yeah, they have penises living through the penis pond. Harvestmen have penises, and they're usually all in those like giant like clusters. One, it's like to protect them, but two, it's like they're trying to get it on. They're trying to like puppy pile up so many of them. They have a better chance for ladies, um, because harvestmen are really into foreplay. They do a lot of tactile touch. Hi, everyone. I'm talking about harvestmen foreplay. Harvestmen do a lot of tactile touch. They're touching on the ladies. They're doing a lot of touching, and when they when they decide that they're like receptive for the direct sperm transfer, then they'll do it. Yeah, there's a lot going on. That's pretty freaky. Starting off Bug Watch strong with the field cricket and talking about harvestman penis. Sorry if you're watching this recording. Okay, feminists. And there's also this other really weird, freaky thing about harvestmen is that so like they have a lot of tactile touch. They have a lot of that heavy petting situation, and then in that intermission, the female will feed on the secretions that come from the male harvestman's penis. Fun, interesting, new. And then they do the deed. Heavy petting, penis secretions. What is going on here? I'm talking about harvestman reproduction, and that's why they stay in those giant piles. Why did they leave it as a penis? They could have given them a fun name like Adiagus or something, or Gonopore. Like, how do bugs have the brains the size of a speck of dust develop mating rituals like this? Isn't that crazy? I think we don't give bugs enough credit than they deserve, right? So those giant piles could be a few things. They could be they're like protecting each other because they're like all in a pile so that they less get eaten. Because I heard that there's like a whole bunch of harvestmen walking in front of toads, and then the harvestmen are feeling around a Peleones penis. Like harvestmen are like walking right in front of toads, and they're like, what's going on? Because harvestmen have really bad eyesight, like not good like jumping spiders or other spiders. And then they like taste and they're like, I think there's a predator. Did you see that video of Maya picking up a bunch of harvestman spiders? Yes, I did see that. And I've also seen the one where they're in Appa and Mama. Hey, speaking of our poster child, hey, out on the prowl, spotted, caught. Sir or ma'am, we have been talking about your heavy petting, tactile touch rituals. So they could be trying to protect themselves in those giant piles, or they're all together because it gives them a better chance of like finding a mate, or they're comfortable and they're hiding. They actually have really softer exoskeletons than spiders have, so like they're really vulnerable to dryness. And it's so dry in Texas, they're trying to go for like the dampest spot they can find. You want a tactile touch. Is a harvestman the same thing as a daddy long legs, Rebecca 470? Yes. Harvestman, daddy long legs, they're all colloquially the same thing. There's a whole bunch of different genera of them. Like there's tons of different ones. But so it's like a specific genus in this family of harvestmen are the ones that are really into the heavy petting and the penis secretion. But they all have generally like similar mating characteristics. Like the cheese brie. Allison, will tarantulas hybridize? I've been thinking about this since you guys shot tarantula porn. And the male and the female looked nothing alike. Well, they were actually the same species. They were both Phonopelma chalcodes. Insects in like nature are really different. Like the females and the males are really different from each other. Oh, that's kind of cool. What's that? Hello. What are you? Oh, a little isopod? Is it like a little food pellet? Hi. Hi, everyone. Hey, Carter, allegedly bugs, baby bugs. Thanks for the sub. Hi, little isopod. And it still looks like it looks like it molted half. So they kind of molt in like half, like the front half and then the bottom half. So, like sometimes they have pants and sometimes they don't. Hey, Rebecca 470. Thanks for cheering those 100 bits. The hat. With some stick bugs, the male and female look entirely different kinds of insects. Yeah, so like I was saying, they're really dimorphic. It's called dimorphism, and it's called sexual dimorphism when it comes to like looking different because of like male or female. And so like those were the same rantulas, same. But could a different tarantula species male trick a female into making hybrids? Is that possible? Hybridization is possible in this world. But it's rare and we don't really know great. We don't have a lot of tarantula genetics. We don't have a lot of like baselines of what is what, and like systematics is a messy world where they're all trying to kind of map out, because you know everyone thought that the Mexican red knee tarantula was like just the end all be all, like Brachypelma smithi, right? Hi, Mini Pearl. Thanks for cheering for the hat. But you know, when they were doing a lot of genetic analyses, the stuff that they thought was Brachypelma smithi could have been like B. smithi or B. hamori. And so like it's all kind of dirty. Hybridization can happen, but it really depends on if the eggs are fertile or not. So like some tarantulas can mate with each other, but if the sperm's not compatible, then it's not, you know, it's not going to work, right? Anyways, the Australian stick bugs that held today look totally different. Yes, because what really stinks in the bug world is these ladybugs are doing all this hard work and they look, you know, they look great. They look fantastic. They're doing a good job. But males are a lot flashier. Sometimes they're usually bigger, more colorful. It's just like birds, right? How they're like super flashy, gorgeous, because they're trying to get a mate. And the females, they don't have to worry about that. They have to worry about egg production. So they put a lot of like over time, a lot of what would have been put into like colorization or structure or size ended up being put towards, can we make as many eggs as possible to pass down my line? Did the first Funfettisburg address, lovely username, did that first isopod send out a signal that there's food there, or were his friends just walking around and happen to bump into it? Yeah, they're probably all constantly, you know, putting down different clues here. They're feeling each other through their smelling each other. Tumbling around, just looking for that rotting stuff. Says, and oh, we're back. It was no problem at all. Being flashy isn't necessarily. How am I cutting out? How am I cutting out? I got the fancy mic. I shouldn't be cutting out. Oh, did I cut out because the that's a mouse with a long tail. That's a big mouse. Oh my gosh. When we were in Arizona, they were like, hey, we're in this back of this national park. There's this building. Don't go in it because there's a lot of hantavirus from the yeah, so my microphone is connected to the cam. So if the cams go out, my microphone goes out. Look at this one. He's finding the extra food pellets too. Oh, so I gave a talk a couple weeks. It was 2 weeks ago. I gave a talk, and I teach a lot, and I like go and I teach all different groups of people. And this time I was like out teaching a whole bunch of linemen, so people who work on like power lines, and you know people who are working on rights of ways, and I gave this talk, and I was like, let's talk about accidents. And I was really kind of all over the place. I was like pure Allison energy. And when I was done, the the coordinator of the read, he goes, "You know what? You're like a rat on acid, and that's a compliment." And I said, "Is it?" And so now I'm just holding that badge of honor. I'm a rat on acid. That's how I teach, and that is who I am. So if you are looking for a rat on acid, I'm your girl. He kept following it up with like, it's a compliment. Like he kept saying, "You're a rat on acid. It's a compliment." And I was like, "Hi, Great Orange. Thanks so much for your donation." I was like, if you have to say it's a compliment over and over and over again, is it really a compliment? Great Orange, we appreciate you supporting animal conservation. Get that printed and framed. Rat on acid. If anyone wants to make a rat on acid, I'm gonna have to fully restart the pasture cam. Okay, pasture cam is restarting. I will disappear. There is something rodential about your energy. Complimentary. Wait, can I save that? Can someone screenshot that for me? There is something rodential about your energy. Complimentary. We need to get you for my entomology club at college. It's looking for speakers now. People have used their entomology degree. Y'all. Don't let Allison get you. You might get haunted virus. I'm imagining the rat from Mr. Fantastic Fox when he had spiral eyes before he dies. Rat on acid. Wait, is this it? Is this it? The magic of there's something rodential about your energy. Complimentary. Thank you. It's going on a shirt. It's rich. It's good. Fantastic. Mick, you're doing a great job. I think it's me and not the bugs. I think every time I get on to do bug hunt, the bugs are like, "It's Allison, scram!" Respectfully, rodent-like. They see me as a big rodent and they run. I am so sorry your boyfriend had an OCD attack about hantavirus. I will not bring it up. Rodential is such a great adjective. She's back. Allison, would researchers want the tarantula clip? Yeah. We had people ask if we could share the link to that. It's not necessarily rare to find it in enclosures because tons of people are really big into the tarantula world, and they post a lot of mating online. So like you can pretty much look up any tarantula you're interested in, and if it's kept in captivity, there's a video of it on YouTube. Like people are really proud when they get those successful matings. But in the wild, it's a little bit rare. So yeah, it's really cool. Although the thing is that was like artificially set up. So it was like, say you make a Tinder and then you put the radius like 0.1 miles. So we had a really fun guy who was out with us, and he went and just grabbed that male bare hand by the cephalothorax, like by the middle. Look at this beetle! There's a beetle! There's a scarabaeid. I love them because they're built like tanks. They're big boys. Big boys. Oh, he has really beefy arms. He's a nice scarabaeid. Yeah, a little dung beetle. Is that some kind of fetish? I don't know about the tarantula mating thing. I've watched a few of them. I'm not gonna lie. It's very endearing when you're like. I used to keep up with this tarantula on YouTube. It was one of my favorite tarantulas. It was a Theraphosa blondie, a giant bird eater, and this was like not great YouTube. This was like early 2000s, and he used to take like shitty clips of this tarantula that he loved, and then like one day the tarantula died, like had a bad molt, and I was like sobbing watching a YouTube video being like Allison, when Evan did chat test, there were so many dead beetles, the ants were eating them. The ants are scavengers. Why does it look like the beetle's an old cartoon man with a cane? Because they don't walk well. They're built like Ford F-50s that people put too big of tires on. They're like yee trucks. Can you imagine flying and your airplane wings are like the thinness of a Bible page and you're just, Carrie Underwood, take the wheel? Um, Allison, when you hope to get the UV stuff out Alveus? Soon. We're starting with the pollinator garden stuff first. We're gonna start pollinator garden planning. We're gonna get fun and funky fresh with it. I have so many really cool community science projects I think that we could all contribute to. And I'm talking like serious research grade papers where we can put stuff out that we can really help with insect conservation. Um, and so we're going to start with that too first. But I have everything I need. I have my list. Evan made us a really nice list of what to get for the UV stuff, and so we'll work on that. Whoa, cool. He remembered what direction he was going. Dude, beetles are really good at remembering what direction they're going, and a lot of beetles, specifically scarabaeids, orient themselves with the stars, like sailors. They're the OG pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean, depending on what your flavor is phonetically, rodentially. Alveus needs a beehive. There's going to be so many solitary pollinators coming up to this pollinator garden. It's going to be incredible. We're not even going to need a beehive. We're going to have really cool solitary pollinators. Yeah. So dung beetles actually, especially like the ones in Egypt that were revered and put into those beautiful works of art. They were painted. They were put in hieroglyphics, right? Those ball rolling dung beetle scarabaeids. Hey, super terrific or terrific. Maybe your name's Terry, or maybe you're just terrific. They were like revered in culture, and they used the sun and the stars and the moon to help orient themselves. Not the sun, the stars and the moon. It's at nighttime. They also use the sun sometimes too, but they did this research project where they made these tiny little hats and they put them on the heads of these dung beetles. And so basically they put like horse blinders on their heads so that they couldn't look. And it took them so long to figure out where they were going. So dung beetles have to be really vicious. Like, you see how this dude is moving with a purpose, even though he's built like a tank? They have to be able to cut out a chunk of poop, take it and roll it away because they don't want someone to steal their poop. Brain Bugsy, we're doing bug chat. But yeah, they put these little hats on them, and so usually they have a game plan, right? So the dung beetles are like, okay, I'm gonna go grab this piece of poop, I'm gonna grab it, I'm gonna move out, I'm gonna go the shortest distance away, I am out. And instead, when they're confused, they like kind of bumble around in like big circles until they finally find their way away. What is the number one pollinator? Is it actually bees, or do humans just care about bees because they can make us honey and we make money? So bees are the most efficient pollinator, but I would say not necessarily. Well, we have so many honeybees, they have an incredible impact. But our solitary, our native pollinators are incredible. There's so much more than just honeybees that are, pollinating all of our fruits and vegetables and our forage crops. There's a bee that they actually keep like a honeybee, although it's really hard. Number one pollinator is me with your mom. Okay, 1 second. Ophelia had a sick burn. But like, so people keep bees and they do a lot of good job. Hey, an anonymous gifter, thanks for gifting subs. But native bees are really quick and efficient, and they actually have learned like how to keep a lot of more solitary bees, like alfalfa leafcutter bees, in those kind of hive type situations where they move them around because they have to take them to alfalfa fields so that they have better alfalfa production. They do it the same with bumblebees in boxes too. It's incredible. So bees are generally our best, but there are also so many other different kinds of pollinators. But I mean, bees started pollinating, millions of years ago. So bees in general, not just honeybees. Honeybees are like our commercial Jersey cow that you see, advertised as, a dairy production. But there are so many other different things in the background. Yeah, so they're fantastic, and so I don't really think Alveus is gonna need a beehive, although there must be a beehive nearby 'cause, I think Echo mentioned this earlier. There were some bees in the wolf pond getting water, and bees can travel like honeybees can travel, like, over 2 miles to find sources of food, sources of water. Gecko Dev, do dung beetles actually do anything with the poop balls, or do they just roll this ball of shit until they die? Like Sisyphus, they actually lay their eggs in it and their young develop in that poop ball. So what they're doing is just like making a concentrated breakfast sandwich. I don't know, like they're making a Nutri-Grain bar for their babies, but it's made out of poop. Um, and they're developing in there, and that gives them the start that they need, right? Yes, they love water, especially they love kind of funky, and they really love saltwater pools. It's just how they roll. So yeah, I mean, they eat a lot of the nutrients. It's really nutrient dense, and they can break down a lot of that poop. So they eat it and they roll it. Never going to be able to eat a Nutri-Grain again. Why don't we ever see ants on bug hunt? No ants in Texas too small? Well, Flash Traz, I've got some great news for you. We have got fire ants among us. Hi, Silvera Valkyrie. You finally caught bug hunt again. Yes. Um, so the honeybees will be able to find enough salt from other things. But so I got distracted about the ants. There are a lot of ants. There's a lot of fire ants, and they're very competitive, and they'll push out other native ant species because unfortunately Texas is in that fire ant line. And so you'll see a lot of them, but you won't see a lot of native harvester ants or other kinds of like foraging ants. Number one, bullet ants for me. Yeah, I do not want to get stung by a bullet ant. Typically, having fire ants among you isn't really great news. I agree. And look at this sweet spider. Look at those pedipalps. Those are well formed. Those are incredible. Wow! It's a nice looking guy. It's almost given brown recluse vibes, but I'm not. Usually they're not brown recluses if you think they're brown recluses. Usually they have to have a nice violin back, but honestly, it low key has a little bit of violin back, but I'm not saying anything because I don't see the coloration. So yeah, usually they have a fiddle back, but it's quite rare that you see a brown recluse, but honestly, it looks kind of reclusey. um Sebastian, wake up, right? Clip it to Sebastian and we'll send it to him. Brown recluses, I mean, technically they can have like rounder abdomens, but this is perfectly sized to be a brown recluse if it was. Yeah, you're always looking for that type of violin back. We have so many at Alveus reclusi. Then it very well could be. Looking redential. It's looking very redential. A little brown recluse in the air. Brown recluses are actually so what's cool is like where I live, half of my state used to be in the ocean. And there's this kind of line that determines the environment, like prehistoric ocean, post-historic ocean, and that line really determines where a lot of different species are. And brown recluses are limited to like above that line. They haven't made it that far down the coast. Hold up, I was just thinking, do bugs sleep? Yes, bugs sleep. We all need sleep. Sleep is good for us. This is my bedtime where I would be honk shoeing on a pillow very nicely. And instead, I'm here talking to all of my best friends. They do sleep. It's really weird. It doesn't have a set pattern. And also, bugs don't have eyelids. So, recluse or black widow? Uh, Brown recluse, we have a lot of anti-venom for black widows. It's not really a problem anymore. Same with brown recluse. We have like a lot of um, antibiotics and stuff. But the thing with recluses is that they can cause like depressions in the skin and like some rotting. And so the bite's going to look worse than a black widow. But like insects don't have eyelids, but they do have these like sometimes they have like diapause type rests where it'll be kind of long. Sometimes they have really short stints of sleep. And it can really vary. It can be in the daytime or the nighttime. And we have like there's exceptions to all these rules, but we have like diurnal insects, which are usually there during the day, like our bees and our butterflies, our wasps. They're the things that we see in the daytime. They're very beautiful. They're usually awake during the day, and then they'll usually find somewhere at night to rest. And they're in something called torpor, kind of like a quiescence, like a really deep meditation where they're not like feeling the stuff around them and they're getting rejuvenated, but they can't close their eyes or anything. Fun fact, a lot of the lethal black widowites were due to outhouses. Yeah, that's actually very true. They love damp, dark places. Cinder blocks are also a great place to find Lactodectus black widow. What do they need all that venom for? Protection. I mean, this is a wild, wild west. We basically have these masses of land in this giant bowl of monster soup that monsters live in. You ever see the video of the spider on drugs? Yeah, I was showed that in maybe my first year of entomology. But it's all for protection, right? They don't have that size, so they make up with it in other nastier ways. I mean, have you thought of how crazy the stuff on Earth is? Like, it's insanity. How do you control fleas, ticks, and other pests with all of the animals and then also all the wolf dogs that can't be touched? Well, if the wolf dogs could get some sort of external treatment, they probably should be on some internal treatment for heartworms because that's transferred by mosquitoes and we don't want them to get heartworms. I watched Travis McHenry's video on recluses. It was so good. Yes, he does incredible, really deep dives on content and reads the literature, talks to people. We met him at the conference in Arizona. He was incredible. But as far as things in nature, animals just get them. There's a lot of grooming techniques that animals have developed, and those were developed to reduce pests. So all of the grooming that we see with our big apes, cats, possums, dogs licking themselves, that kind of physical grooming helps reduce pest load on them. But I mean, it's really sad. You'll see snakes, they can't groom themselves, and they've got ticks all over them, and it's so sad. Anyways, nowadays, if the wolves are doing their checkups, they can get some sort of external, fat-based repellent put on their fur. They can ingest different things. There are things that exist. There are things that they do for cattle, because cattle get a lot of biting flies and other things that disturb them, and they just straight up can feed them insecticides. I love spiders in your house. I had a bunch of yellow sac spiders in my house and got annoyed. Yeah, that was his first video that blew up. He's talked about his yellow sac spider video blowing up, and that was really in depth, and people were still interested in it. He does a really great job of giving that in-depth content, especially if you're interested in a particular thing. Mick said mouse. I think the wolf dogs get Bravecto. They have a commercial for that. Yeah, so I mean, they can get some sort of external treatment. And so they're really wicked. They're persistent. They're lipophilic, and so they really like fat, and they like the fat on the hairs and the oils on the hairs, and they spread really slowly and make a protective coating by traveling on the oils in between those hairs. And they last a really long time. I know your flea tick for the external for your dogs and cats says apply every month to 3 months. The medication itself, while you should follow the instructions, cats and dogs rub on things. They get on the walls of your house. That insecticide will stay active for a long time, or at least the byproducts of it will stay active for a long time. So, washing your walls isn't the craziest thing ever. Maya saw a kangaroo rat in Arizona. Well, first of all, she manifested it. She was like, I just want to see a K-rat. And then a kangaroo rat just went, but it was an incredible experience. It was fantastic. See, I tell y'all, this is my fault. Oh yeah, the Bravecto is probably for heartworms if it's just not ingestible. Because mosquitoes give dogs heartworms. filariasis. That is a really big mouse. I don't even know if that's a mouse. That might be a rat. That might be a rat, for real. That's a rat on acid. The fire ants do have a tendency to drive away a lot of things. So you'll have these like beautiful pastures and you'll get fire ants in them. And if there's not enough native ants to fight back, um, they'll start displacing everything. They'll start displacing all of the small insects because they're eating them, they're taking them back, they're fighting against other native ants that would then push them out. And so they can get kind of, Can we name it Allison? Sure thing. Here's the piles of poop when we need them. Extremely rodential mouse. It's very rodential. What was that? There's something rodential about its energy. Complimentary. Maya, I don't know if you were here and we got really deep into the Harvestman penis talk, but that's a fun one. That's world's wildest. The heavy petting of Harvestman, I feel like, is world's wildest material. Could it be possible to do genetic modification on things such as mosquitoes and ticks to get rid of the spread of diseases like malaria and Lyme disease, or would this be impossible? So they're actually GMOing mosquitoes, and it's a big controversy because the only way to test this is to put it in like a general area, right? People are really opposed to it, but they're, modifying them so that they can't transmit diseases. A long time ago, they used to do this for pest insects, but they would literally sterilize them with x-rays. So they would x-ray them until they were sterile, and then they'd release them. So like we've been doing modifications. Is it the most ethical or humane? I mean, I don't know. Insects are now listed as fish in the state of California so that they can get proper protections for threatened and endangered species. But so, I mean, it happens. There are also like a lot of RNAi work, like messing with what's happening for like disease transmission from like sucking insects to like plant pests. And so things could happen. Is this when we tell chat to Google screwworms? No, we leave the screwworms alone. World's flirtiest. Heavy petting of Harvestmen. World's flirtiest. I remember seeing a conspiracy theory that the University of Florida was making super bioweapon mosquitoes, and they got out, and that's why the mosquitoes were so bad down there. That's a good one. Hey, Burning Sleepy. Thanks for your sub. For rhymers, look at me now. I know all the fun Twitch things. World's flirtiest is pretty good. Beaker, that was a good one. Any interesting bug adventures recently in your life? I have just been inundated to the top with fall armyworm, and they've been the only thing in my life right now, and I'm sick of them. They are stupid worms, and they're ruining my life. If they would just stop reproducing and moving in mass like a plague and destroying people's forages and lawns, it'd be really cool. Justin Donkus, sorry I'm late. It's okay. There's no bugs. There's no bugs. You rang. Donkus, you missed the heavy petting of the Harvestmen. Their tactile touches. And then they have an intermission. So the Harvestmen, they have some tactile touches, then they have an intermission. They take an electrolyte water break, and then they get on to the real business. So it's like a two-parter. You found a snake fly in your kitchen, like a raphidophore, like a don't tread on me snake fly. That is a frickin' winner. Bagel. Oh, I wish you would have taken a picture. If you have a picture, submit it. Electrolyte water. Penis secretion flavor. My personal bug adventure is having breakfast with the hornets who live outside my window and steal my breakfast sausage off my plate. Hornets are nothing if bold. Now there's something fun happening over there. What's that? What's going on over there? Or is it too hard to Hey, the penis secretions, the Harvestmen, they They drink the penis secretions. I'm sorry. Did we miss out on that? Harvestmen don't their penises are called penises, and they have secretions, and during the break, the females, that's their sustenance. Classic harvestmen. Why? I can't tell you. And then they get on. Look at those giant flipping ants. They're taking something down. Someone died. I see a dead bug over there. Classic harvestmen. I'm sorry. I should have never looked it up. It's just, I was really interesting because, I've been asked several times, like, why harvestmen are in those big piles in the wolf cave. One, they probably really like it because it probably smells like hay that's rotting a little bit because the hay's been in there for a hot minute, right? Two, it's damp. They love damp things. They actually have really thin skin compared to like other spiders or like species suited for like drier climates. They're really sensitive skin. So like just think, we've got these babies that have sensitive skin. They like it damp. They like a little stinky. Man, it's Burns 101. Thank you so much for the 20 gifted subs. Holy moly. Let me put in my wait, I want to make it do the thing. How do I make it do the emote? I tried. Heck yeah, thank you. It's Burns. It's so hot. It might make me sneeze. Ah! Sorry, it's burning. Ooh. It's 4 O's. Thanks, Was. Thank you. I got too excited about it. I have the thing. I have it. I can see it. Does anyone think about hammerhead worms in their free time? Yeah, when people bring them to me in jars. You know how many jars of worms I get? I don't do worms. I don't want your jars of worms. Do not give me your worms in baggies. They're like voracious predators, but earthworms aren't native to North America. Earthworms are not from around here, bucko. Earthworms were introduced and have done really successful jobs, and they're great soil ecosystem like service engineers, but mainly we relied on like different isopods and termites and other things in the soil. Yeah, earthworms are not around here, bucko. They're from across that pond. They are a European thing. Yeah, an annelid. How can you say they aren't from here if they're named earthworms? Donkus, you got me. Take my card away. Earthworms are from Earth. They're just not from North America. Insectoid says they are native earthworms, just not north of a certain latitude, well down in the USA. Yeah, they're just not around here. I'm the entomologist now. Look at these ants just having the time of their life. And what are they eating? North America is Earth. So, but there's this competition with these like hammerhead worms, and they're voracious. They're super predators, and they predate. And then there are also these other things called jumping worms, and they're also disturbing the environment that was settled with these earthworms. Do annelids even count as a part of entomology? No, they're not. And I didn't know much about them until people started bringing me jars of worms and asking questions. And I was like, I will answer these, but this is not my job. So earthworms are trying to move into ice beds. No, they actually cohabitate quite well. But I was talking about like before we had earthworms here in the like prehistoric times, we really relied on other things that were here that were modifying the soil profile. Like ice pods have been here for a long time. Someone just got a hoodie. Cool. Worms are in the general big umbrella, but they're annelids. They're not things. They don't have exoskeletons. They're not in that kind of bug hierarchy, right? They are invertebrates, but they're not. Entomologists don't get like formal training on them. It is a perfect weather for a hoodie, isn't it? It felt like fall today. Which bug, in your opinion, would have the most crunch? That's very specific. Bugs a lot of bugs are really good and really crunchy, and I'm gonna say either 1, you're in the South, you fry that sucker, anything's gonna be crunchy. I've had a very crunchy dragonfly before. But 2, I think beetles would probably have the most crunch because they've got that super duper thick exoskeleton, right? Crickets have a hell of a crunch too if you bake them. You're right, Ophelia. Bugs can be a term, an umbrella term for anything. Look at that sweet little wolfie. Now that's not a brown recluse. Bugs is arthropod. Shrimp is bugs. Bugs is fish. So in California, they actually had insects listed under fish so that they could get those federal protections and those state protections for threatened and endangered. Glowy eyes, that eye shine. That's how we tell it's a wolfie really easy. It's just a little one too. It's just a little one. Wolfie with the what percentage wolf do you think those wolf spiders are? Shrimp is very loosely bugs. Funfettiesburg address. They had to do that because it's really hard to get insects federal protections because most of the stuff 69 nice most of the stuff that is for insects in like federal and state regulations is for pest insects and how to destroy them. And so it's really hard to protect something that you spent like so much of your time and energy trying to kill most of. And you know, most insects aren't pests. Most are really beneficial, but there's a really small niche group that's had that focus. And so all of the products that we put out to control that niche group, they have a lot of effect on everyone else. Oh, I see something on the hay. So does Mick. Mick, let's get it. I bet you it's some sort of beetle. It's mumbling. Look at that sweet scarab baby got lost. He's in the hay. This guy is really lost. Shrimp is bugs. Isopods are shrimp. Isopods is bugs. Fish are tetrapods. Yes, we do have trouble protecting things unless they're fluffy or profitable. So you really got to sneak those suckers in. Finding a beetle in a haystack, but that was really good. That was good. Oh, dude. And he's a different scarab than the other scarab. I love their antennae. So you can actually see it in this, which is really cool. They have these things called lamella antennae. Hi, Connor. They're like a fan. It's almost your 30th birthday. But they have these things. You ready for your pollinator garden to get finished? Yes. I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be fan-flippin-tastic. Those false eyelashes, yeah, that's pretty good. They're like fans on their antennae. They're fantastic. Me, Connor, Maya, all the fun party animal pals, we're gonna get working on this pollinator garden, and it is gonna change your freaking life. We're gonna do all sorts of things. Hey, Nerve Bee, thanks for that Prime sub. We're gonna do some cool community science. We're gonna have a really cool pollinator garden install that's gonna last for a long time. We're gonna be able to do like a one-time install, and those plants are gonna be successful. And we'll also have ideas for like what you can do for your place. See if it's a good place to have a garden install or not. Connor want to learn about harvestman penis. Connor, so harvestmen, they have reproductive organs and they're called penises. They're just called straight up penises. We were talking a lot about the courting process and the foreplay of harvestmen. They do a lot of things called tactile touches, a lot of heavy petting. Oh, he's gone. And see, what's incredible is that those wings are so intricately folded underneath that super hard skeleton. It's incredible. But anyways, back to harvestmen. Yes, they do a lot of tactile touches and they take a break and then they get down to the dirty business. But yeah, penis. Harvestmen have penises, not, I've said that word so many times today. This is an NSFW bug hunt. But like instead of an Aedeagus, they have that. Isn't that incredible? Possibot says 6-time Connor space combo. Nice. But yeah. And look at that eye shine. Oh, that sweet Wolfie. But yeah, we're gonna be doing some cool I mean, I would get hyped about the pollinator garden also because, like, pollinators are my jam, and I'm a daytime girl. And just think of the possibilities. Bug hunts, European time, bug hunts, daytime. Are you telling me we're gonna be looking at solitary pollinators together, plus butterflies, plus other predators, plus cool spiders? It's gonna be fantastic. Yeah, I'm talking daytime bug hunts. I'm talking we got research grade cameras looking at bugs in the daytime. We're talking Allison's awake. It's gonna be bug hunts in color. That's when he found the bees. Incredible. Yeah, bees are suckers if they find any good water source. I mean, and also it's been hot as heckaroonies in Texas. Look at that. It's 86 degrees where you're at right now. That is nasty. Um, Coffee and bug hunt? Yes, please. That's like sounds like my favorite thing ever. But so there's a lot of possibilities. Yeah, I'm excited. And there'll be new bugs. There'll be new things for us to talk about. And also really cool ideas for projects that I want y'all to contribute to. Do you have the same rodential energy during the day? Well, let me tell you, Vip Hippo, I gave that talk to all those linemen from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and I was just a rat on acid. Rodential. Complimentary. Something rodential about this energy. Complimentary. Are you getting tired about talking about penises? Yes. I want fun, fresh, new, funky bugs. We saw the Arizona streams. I was fighting for my life. Oh, except not in the daytime. Dr. Allison taught you how to drink coffee properly, changed your life. That's good. Complimentary. It's rodential. Complimentary. A rat on acid. Complimentary. Would I teach you how to make coffee with a French press? Anyways, Connor just drinks Red Bulls before. But yeah, I'm excited. I love French press coffee. I'm a pour over girly now. What do we got around here? What do we got? Grinder. I didn't mean to catch that. Y'all, we have gone down such a dirty slope. Also, Mick, I really appreciate you putting in the work. Both you and Logan put in the work hardcore for me. Both bug hunts, and there was just nothing. I put the heat on Logan to find me a beetle, and it was okay. You know, we make do, roll with the punches. Phrasing? What is the phrasing? Did I have bad phrasing? Oh no. I mean, y'all have been working hard. Y'all have been just really tactile touching those keys to make these cams work. I'm sorry. My brain didn't go that way. I did yell at Logan. I was like, find me a beetle, find me something. I just resigned myself to knowing that I wouldn't find anything today, bug-wise. And we found some, so that's okay. That's great. I was thinking that you could replace Connor's face emoji with the harvestman emoji, because technically it'd be like penis. Hey, Jeff, 248, thanks for that gifted sub. Y'all have been super gifty, which is good.
They have given 11 gift subs in the channel.
We appreciate it. Connor, go put some bugs in the wolf enclosure quick. Can we put bug costumes on the Amazon wish list and have Connor wear them and then just go like hang out in the pasture or near the wolf enclosure and then just pan on him once and just never talk about it? No, come on. You're so into a nice cosplay. Thoughts on the Antarctic midge? Hardcore. How does it feel being like the only bug in Antarctica and thriving and nothing else can live there? And you're like, bring it on. I can. Cute as a ladybug, Connor. I didn't mean to manifest bug costumes. Don't send him bug costumes if he doesn't want. But gosh, it'd be kind of funny once, you know? It'd be kind of funny. Tardigrades on the moon moment. I gotta say though, this microphone's kind of fun. I feel like I'm in an NPR program. That's like, welcome to NPR. I'm Jack Spear. On this episode of Bug Hunt, Allison gets into tactile touching with harvestmen. We see two beetles, a wolf spider and a brown reclusy. It was a great time. It was a time of times. Oh, we saw some fire ants. Who is that? Who is that? And oh, it's just an ant with something else. Boo. I mean, ants are cool, fine, enjoy your life, but we were hoping for something else. Ants are really strong. Allison gets into tactile touching with harvest. I didn't realize how bad it was going to sound until it came out, okay? Brown or Clissy? What's it carrying? Probably, it looks some sort of like seed or something. Maybe there's like a mix. That, or it could be like a piece of a bug. I'm not an ant hater. Fire ants are kind of low-key bullies, right? They're giving bully energy. They're pushing everybody out. They can't harmonize with everybody. A reclusy? A brown recluse? Fire ants ruined. Oh god. The fire ants. We did have a lot of cool bugs. My students are very into the demure and mindful trend right now. That is, I actually know that. I know that, and I know Brat Summer. So I'm really pretty much hippin' with it. And my dad keeps over Fire Ant Hills to give him something to do, like, huh? One of my favorite retired professors, I go and visit him, just see what he's up to, and he is always doing some sort of like fun project. Brat Summer, more like Nat Summer. Nice. But I went over to his house and I was like, what you got going on? Like, what's the new research? What's happening? And I look in his pasture, and it is a pasture full of Easter egg hunting buckets turned upside down in the pasture, just laid out. And I was like, this is very curious. What are you into? Like, what is happening right now? And he was testing his organic form of fire ant management. So anytime he saw a mound, he'd take an Easter egg bucket, he'd put it on the mound, the fire ants would build up into the mound, and then he'd go pick up the bucket, empty the bucket, and then go put it back. And he's like, and they're gone. Anyways, sorry for that burp. I bet you that was really high quality because of the microphone. I had like the most horrible like rat energy. It was a rat energy snack before I came here. I'm sorry. I had a lot of cheese and a lot of chocolate before I came in. Sorry. It was rodentially complimentary. Apologies. Hey, the nice microphone really took in the high quality, right? Anyways, clear but weak. I was trying to hide it. I didn't mean to burp. It just came out. Yeah, I had a lot of cheese and chocolate, and I'm trying to fight the rat allegations, and I can't. I'm not doing a good job. It just eats rat. It just eats cheese and chocolate. Allison, are you a Juliet fan? Yeah, and I was a Jenna Marbles fan too. Rodential girl dinner. I can't fight the rat allegations. I can't. That's the only burp inside me. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I was like, oh, cool. I love that organic form of, you know, was. Well, I mean, I am, but her stuff's gone, right? She's done. She's done with us, which is good for her. Enjoy your life. Have peace. Can you imagine the peace that she has? It has to be fantastic. But I was like, oh, okay, cool. And so there's just a lot of Easter buckets out there, and he was doing his parent management, and he said it's working. I could feel the acid in that burp from the copious amounts of cheddar cheese and chocolate with burnt caramel pieces I had. Oh, the hippo goes, sad 10 p.m. It was a bug hunt. We tried. We really tried. I don't think I know what an Easter bucket is. Like, there are these plastic buckets. You know how you go trick or treating and they've got like the pumpkins on them? These ones are like you go egg hunting with the little plastic eggs and they have like fun bunny prints on them and they're very garish. They're like pastel colors. Um, you know, that's kind of their thing. It's just a plastic bucket with like fun prints on it. Sometimes they're funny shaped. Um, oh, special thanks to Ludwig for not showing us any bugs. And Hassan, where were the bugs, Ludwig and Hassan? If there were going to be bugs, I feel like you should have donated them. Please don't go. No. We tried. We really tried. I would stay longer if it wasn't deep, far deep into my bedtime. It's time for me to honk shoe. It's rat time. It's time for me to stop fighting the rodential allegations. I had a fun time. I hope that the audio is better. It's Burns gifting 50 tier 1 subs to the community. Oh, Euler. Holy moly. Thank you. It burns. It burns 101. It burns hard. Hey, is there a fire? I call the fire department because Burns just gifted 50 subs. Bossabot says, good job. Damn, 70 subs gifted tonight by It Burns. Thanks everyone who gifted subs tonight. Thank you to who donated. Thank you who subbed with Prime. Thank you to who came to spend time with me. Thank you to all of you all. Thanks to the bugs. Thanks to Maya. Thanks to Connor. Thanks to Mick. You're all the best. You're fantastic. Way to end it on a good note. I mean, I don't think we can top that for tonight. Thank you so much, It Burns. Call the fire department because there's a lot happening with gifted subs. Okay, it's really late. I gotta go to bed. I hope you all have the best night. Evan is running next week, and I think the week after that, I'm gonna be in the north seeing my grandma. Going to the farm, and I'll send farm bugs, but I won't be doing bug hunt because there's not quality internet. Anyways, hope you all have a great night. I guess I really am a rat, but complimentary. I'm muting Chad. And that rhymed.